Hi guys, welcome to the live tutelage. So far we have discussed and we have seen in so many sessions of Java programming. Now in this session we'll see a very important topic which is JUnit test. Okay, JUnit test. And what for the JUnit test is, for example, I have a certain lines of code and I have written it and I want to debug it. If you want to test whether your functions are working fine and or not. So always for a good programmer, when you have written your program, always better to have something called test cases. Test cases are nothing but whether you are getting the exact output for the given input or not, right? Test cases are the cases where you will be expecting result and the actual result. It compares those two and gives a result. That is nothing but our test cases. Before we implement it in the real time, whatever the project or program that we will write it in any languages, it is better to have the test cases. So test cases will be for all the methods what we have written in the program, and it runs for all the methods and it checks whether or it compares with the actual result and the expected result and gives the result. Right, for that, let us create some package. So just go to your file, say new and create some package. Okay, and you can give the name for your package. It is a Java project and just say next. The package name you can give something like examples. Okay, and just project layout, use project folder as a root for source and class files. Just say finish. Now this is my project, which is you can find the examples, and here in this project I am going to create a simple class. So right click your project, go to the new and create a class. Now give the class name. This class is for about JUnit test, right? So I have given the name as example of JUnit. Okay, now I said finish. Now you can observe this is my class. Okay, this is my simple class, and in this class I am going to have two methods. Okay, what we are discussing in this session is about, right, JUnit test, and what for this JUnit test is nothing but for checking, right, for testing all methods in program with expected result and actual result we got it from our program. That's the reason we use the JUnit test. Java has this feature inbuilt. Okay, now I am writing a simple methods for my class. So let us consider two methods. One is for, I am going to write two methods. One is for addition, the other is for multiplication. So let me define a method. So I am going to return some value. So I am just using the return type as integer, and this is method called sum of integer a and integer b. Okay, right. Now in this method I am just going to return the value as return of a and b, right? Return the result of a addition with b, right? Now I am going to have one more method which is something like my product, which will return the int value, product of some int c comma int d, right? And I am going to return something like return a multiplication b, right? This is what I have written. Sorry, what is the return value? It should be c and d, right? C multiplication with d, right? So now here this is an extra flower brace, you can delete it. So that is the advantage of your Eclipse, right? Whenever you have written the source code wrong, syntactically wrong, or any extra token, or you have not given any token, immediately it gives you, before running itself, a red mark. So from that red mark you can identify there is something wrong in syntax. So now this is my class which have two methods. This is the one and this is the two. Now I'm going to create a test class or test unit, JUnit, to test with these two methods for the actual result and for the expected result. Now for that, just go to your package, which is examples, create a new JUnit test case. You can find it here, JUnit test case. Click here and you can give the name as a test case 1. Okay, and just say finish. It asks you something like you want to add it, the build path, just say okay. Now you can find this is a test case you have just created for your method. Now here you can find this is a test. If you want, we can change this test name of the method, right? If you don't want, you can just leave as it is, right? And this is something like this is a default text, and now here I'm going to call my method 1. So what is the method 1? Method 1 is this one, which will addition of two values, right? So for that, to call the method, I have to create an object for my class. So just create an object for your class, say something like object, which is equal to new class name, right? And with object, I'm just calling my method called sum, and let me pass something like 10, 20 values, right? And store the result in some int variable as a result, right? Now here I have called the method. Now I have to check whether the expected and the actual are correct or not. For that, you have a function called asset equals. Asset equals is a function which you will get method, which you will get it from JUnit asset dot package. Okay, see, automatically the package is imported when you are creating your test case. Now here it passes two arguments. One is the actual, the second is actual, the second is the expected, right? So the actual result is what? We know that addition of 10 and 20 is 30, and the expected result will be stored in the variable result, right? Now I have written my test cases. Now I have to run this and I have to check, right? This is asset equals, okay, ASSERT equals. Now I'm going to run it. Just click on your package, right click it, go to debug as, and you have JUnitTest. Just click on it and it asks you to which sources you want to save. Yes, you can just save all it. And now if you find here in this window, you can find the green color layout and giving that error 0, failure 0. That means our actual result is 20 plus 10 is 30, and the computer is also giving the same result, which is 30. So 30 and 30 comparably equal, right? So for example, let me make failure of the test case. So let me say this is a 31, which is wrong, right? Now again I'll go to my package, right click it, and just say run as JUnitTest. So save OK. Now here you can find the red color mark, which is, you can find the failure trace here, right? Expected 31, but it was 30, right? So I'm expecting the result of 31, but I got result as 30. This is a failure case. Something somewhere is going wrong in my method, right? So this is about the test cases. Test cases are nothing but writing cases for each and every method, right? Where you can find out, where you can compare the actual result with the expected result. Now let me run one more test case for my product. Just close this JUnit, right? Go to your example and just create a new JUnit test case and just give this as test case number 2 and just say finish it. Now this is my test case 2, right? And you can delete this, and I'm going to create an object again for my class, right? So object is equal to new the class name, right? And I'm going to call the method called product, and I'm going to pass the values as 5 and 4, right? And store the result in result 1, which is equal to your product of these two, and then call your function asset equals of the actual result is 20 and the expected result is stored in result 1. right? Now I want to run my test case 2, so you can just right click directly on your test case 2 and just you can say debug as JUnit and just say OK. Now here see, you can find there is no red mark, which is already a green mark. That means the test case is pass. Now you just try to change the value of your result and you can find out here itself, run again, run the test. You can just click it and just say OK. Now see here, you can find that test case is failure because expected is 22 but the result was 20, right? So this is about something called Junittest, so which is very useful for our program. See here I have only 2 methods, so I can easily find out the result. But what if I have the calculations are very bigger, and if I am having a very long methods, I cannot check each and everything from my from the user point of view. That is the reason Java is having the built-in facility, which is having the JUnit test cases, right? It automatically checks and it gives you the result like this. You need not calculate everything and you need not check it. That is the advantage of your Java programming language. Okay, thank you.